Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, getting some TA. All right, guys. So we did not get the worst close in the world, but I will remind everyone that the market has not seemed to care about its closes recently. We just keep gapping down. So are we going to get another gap down tomorrow? Let's talk about it. All right. So first of all, I want to start off here with the 4-hour time frame. I will just point out do not have the worst look over here. SPY, QQ, DIA, IWM, they all printed 4-hour hammer candlesticks off of, pretty key spots here, like every single one of them. In this case on SPY, we have the break and retest off of 574.71. That was where we were watching if you broke this, 2.5 month uptrend. Now that we have broken the uptrend, I am definitely going to say caution is warranted. We did, head down straight to the spot we were pointing out. If you broke down under the uptrend, 574.71. Now, to get back on the bull train, we are going to need to see this 4-hour 9 EMA here, this blue line right here. We need to get that reclaimed. So I want to see a 4-hour close above there. And I do want to point out here on the daily time frame in SPY, you bounced off of the 21 EMA here. And I also want to see you get back above the daily 9 as well. And then we can have our, short-term momentum resume to the upside. Until that happens, though, we are going to remain cautious. But I am definitely going to say it's not the worst look. You see on SPY here, 4-hour hammer candlestick. What do you got on QQQ? 4-hour hammer candlestick stemming right from the 0.618 fib from this whole rally here. DIA, 4-hour hammer right from the top of the previous range here. IWM, 4-hour hammer candlestick right from the 0.786 fib. So, everything's really not looking all that bad. You got the 4-hour RSI and oversold territory over here on IWM. It's really not looking too bad. So let's just go over some levels we're going to be paying attention to. But, I'm definitely going to say we are going to want to see price get back above the 4-hour 9 EMA here. You can see when, price is above it, good things happen. All right. You're not in consolidation mode. You're in full on trending mode. We are going to need to see price get back above here in order for a trend to start back up. So that's what I want to point out. If you want to be even safer, daily 9 EMA here, get above today's high. That is going to be 581.71. My apologies. Get above 581.71, and we are likely going to keep this party going. But until that happens, guys, it is not the best look. We definitely did just break down from an uptrend here that took 2.5 months to construct, and we just, sliced down under it. That's not something that, should go unnoticed here. That is something we definitely should take note of, and we should keep in the back of our minds here. So until we get proof here on the charts that things are turning around, we're going to remain cautious. But I will remind everyone, all right, weekly chart definitely is looking bullish. If you, even pull back down here to 569.80, that next support under 574.71, things aren't going to look so bad. We're probably just going to find buyers in this area. It's really not looking too bad. All right, so there was that. Now I will come down to the 15-minute time frame, and I'm going to point out this whole day. All right, you have a high. Well, that's a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and then what happened? Right here, you got above this high. So you had, your first 15-minute higher high here. So this dip was probably going to act as a buying opportunity. It was. You ended up, seeing buyers step in there towards the end of the day, and then in after hours, we did get Tesla earnings, and boom. All right, Tesla earnings saved the day, and we are now at 240. So that's kind of picture perfect. Look at that. Okay, 4-hour bullish divergence going on here on the RSI, and price just today, literally just today. Before then, it did not test the 0.618 fib. It just today tested the 0.618 fib, and then rocket shipped off of it. Not the worst look. All right, not the worst look. The fact that you're capping up all the way up here, we'll see what happens. Beware if you're chasing this thing. But, I am going to say this thing doesn't look bad at all. It really does not. And, you have 240.56 resistance. We're going to be using the low of that candlestick right there. Above there, guys, you're probably going to come up to the high over here at 250.96, this high right over here. So Tesla's looking really freaking good. Everything's, not looking terrible, but it's also not looking good. I'll point out chips look vulnerable right now. They were looking vulnerable the other day. We kind of got some bearish signals today that we were already paying attention to, but we got them. I also want to say I apologize for no video yesterday. Sometimes guys I just, work all day, and then I want to sometimes I don't work. I pretty much trade all day. I go into work either at 1 or 3 when I, do work. I do get out at 9 or 10 at night, and sometimes I, kind of, just want to go to sleep. And that was the case last night. There's that. But we are here today, guys. And I'm just going to say, again, I mean, yesterday's price actually trolled you anyway. You just hit it with a gap down. It didn't matter. All right. You found that, second day in a row bounce off the daily 9 there. It didn't matter what we were going to talk about. I was going to say the same things like, oh, we're watching this uptrend. You get buyers taking out the high. We're probably, having the next leg up. It's not time to roll over yet. But, as you see, that did not happen. We did break the uptrend, and that's something to talk about. Now, on the upside, as resistance, you have 580.60, 581.71, and then 586.12. Support is 578.54. Underneath there, you don't really have anything until around today's low, which is near 574.71. Below that, we have 569.80 and then 565.16. As of right now, it is looking like we're probably going to be getting a bounce here in the short term and testing this area up here. I want to see a move above 581.71. And then I say we're probably going to come up here and test right under here. And then if you can get above there, we're probably coming up here. All right, so that's what I'm paying attention to over there on SPY. I already pointed out the 4-hour time frame over here on QQ. Not looking too bad at all. 4-hour hammer candlestick, and then the gap up in after hours right now. Stemming right from the 0.618 fib. Really not bad. Now, if you look at the 15-minute time frame, everything was oversold. It wasn't really a surprise that, we were going to be seeing this thing catch a bid at some point. It was not a surprise at all. This thing literally came right down over here. All right, and then you started seeing buyers step in. I saw it right over here, decided to long here and risk the low. A decent range stop there. But I was like, at some point this thing's gonna come up and test VWAP, and look at that, they did it right at end of day. So it was kind of beautiful over there. All right, congrats if you played NQ over there. I personally only played this little bounce over there. And then for the rest of the day, I was just kind of playing ES over there. And, I'm just going to say, guys, this market sold hard today, and it's something to notice. All right. It is definitely something to keep in the back of your mind moving forward. On this bounce here, we're now underneath that daily 9. All right. You come back up here and test this range here. All right. Or the zone, not range, the zone here, 375 down to 343. Hey. It's not too bad of an idea to expect sellers up there because you're going to have the daily 9. We're not testing it from the downside. You're probably going to get a negative reaction right there. So, something to keep note of. I'll put an alert here just like that, just so I remember. Okay. But, it's really not looking too good over here. I'm just putting it out there. So, yes, we could get this little dead cat bounce, but, what we got end of day is all I was really looking for. All right. I wanted, off the morning. I caught that thing, and target was VWAP over here. Well, guess what? We got the end of the day. We're going to have to see what comes tomorrow. But I'm serious, guys. This is not the best daily look over here in NQ. We had a minus 2% day today. When was the last time we had a minus 2% day? All right. Real talk. Like, even over here, it doesn't look like you were intraday down 2%. It was all the way over here. All right. This is like, I'm just saying this has been, quite some time there, a month and a half since we got that 2% down day. The last time we got a day like that was over here, and then, you traded flat, and then you had another extension style day 3 trading sessions later. I'm just definitely going to say, watch out. I'm not saying it's going down. I'm not saying it's up. I'm saying it's uncertain right now. I pointed out exactly what to pay attention over here to get short-term bullish. But until that happens, there's no reason to. Okay, I think the dip is going to be a buying opportunity because of what we got here on the weekly time frame. Okay, doesn't look bad. You pull down over here, it's not going to look bad. All right, QQQ, we're already pointing out, you pull into this area, it's not going to look bad. Finding buyers right there off the weekly 9 already. So, literally over there. I moved it. There we go. But, finding buyers right there. Really not looking too bad. Okay, but also, not good. Okay, so we're neutral. We had a neutral close last week. coming into this week in the weekly update, we did definitely point out we did not have a bullish close like this week and this week. We had a neutral close, and that is something to keep in the back of your mind, to not just get bullish out the gate. We were looking for things to pull back a little bit. I didn't think they were going to pull back this much right away, but they did. Okay, and now we're going to be pushing into Thursday. And guys, I'm just going to say the game plan in the weekly update was see the dip Monday and Tuesday. That was what I was pointing out. See the dip early on in the week and then see it rally up into the end of the week. So I just kind of want to remind us that was the game plan originally. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but now that things have happened, that was what we were saying beforehand. So, hey, that's what, previous Henry was thinking. That's what we were thinking before. So I'm just saying it is not the worst bet to, have there, considering that was kind of the game plan. All right. But now on the upside for QQQ as resistance, 491.19, 493.30, 496.49, and get above there, guys. You didn't get that hourly close. You got above it. I thought that was going to be, what mark you're coming up here. It did not. All right. You got to get above that. Get an hourly close above that. We're probably going to come start pushing all-time highs up there. But until we get above 496.49, hey, we're not going to talk about all-time highs. You have a lower low over here compared to over here. So now we're going to need to get back above here to turn this into a neutral trend again. There you go. All right. You had a higher low, lower low. Now, we're not interested in this bull trend right now. We're not. All right. As support, what are you going to have, guys? You're going to have the zone between 487.57 and 488.41. All right. Low of this candlestick. High of this candlestick. And then underneath that, you just have the 0.618 fib, which we bounced at today. And underneath there, you have 483.88, which is from all the way over here. That's where you really kind of broke out from over there. All right, so that's QQQ. Now we come over here to DIA, and what do we got, guys? All right, break and retest off of this. I think it was a 2.5 week range, if I'm remembering correctly. 3 week range. You broke out. This is your break and retest right here. All right, 4 hour time frame. It was looking pretty good. All right, does not have the same components as SPY and QQQ. All right, well, SPY doesn't as QQQ. They all don't have the same components. That's why this thing is not up right now in the after hours, even though Tesla's bringing everything up. All right, but I don't trade DIA. I've been trading YM a little bit when I see things on it, but I will stick to NQ and ES there. I'm just pointing out this is not the worst look here. It's just not. All right, and on the weekly time frame, you're going to be coming into that weekly 9. Again, not the worst look. That's DIA. IWM, how are we looking, guys? Again, with that, not so bearish candlestick there. And then the 4 hour time frame, you do have that hammer candlestick stemming right from the 0.786 fib. Resistance is going to be 219.98 above there. All right, we're watching 222.60, 222.60 above there, 224.94. Support is 218.37, and then if you break under 217.30, you're probably going to be coming down to this low right over here at 214.60. I don't think that's going to be happening. I'm expecting a higher low over here on small caps. That's what I'm personally looking for. You are right on that weekly 9. I would like to see small caps start catching a bid, and that's just what I'm looking for. I didn't think this dip would come down this deep. I thought, Max, you're going to come over here and then bounce back. You did not do that. All right, so I will be honest on that one. But 4 hour time frame does have the RSI being, in oversold territory down here. That's where you had this bottom start. Well, you had a bullish divergence get put in right over there. So maybe we get a little pop. Maybe we undercut this slightly, and then we rip from there. And then over here, it also happened in oversold territory. But, right now with where we are, we could still, witness this thing over there, and that would scare the crap out of people. All right, that went, 5% lower. Boom. All right, all of these times you started getting these bounces. All right, so we probably are going to be getting that bounce. Could go a little lower. I'm looking for a higher low personally, just me. Now, VIX, guys, I will point out, we're going to call it neutral. You keep, having these decent-sized upper wicks here, especially today. You rejected that 9 on these 2 tests right over there. But, I am definitely going to say we should be cautious because of what I pointed out at the beginning of the video, guys. SPY, all we have to do is just wait for SPY to get over the 4 hour 9 EMA, and we know the short-term trend is back to bullish. There's nothing we have to do. You just play the waiting game with me, and you're probably going to have a good time. If you don't play the waiting game and you take on a bunch of risk and then you get the dead cat bounce and then it's not what you want and you don't sell and then it comes down here, you're not going to have a good time. All right. Now, if price gets up here and then you start actually, playing some short-term trades long again, maybe you're going to have a good time. Okay. Make it so you have a good time. The markets are, I'm just going to say they'll rip you apart if you let them, and don't let them. Nobody cares about you in the market. I care about you guys, as a collective whole here. I try and do my best to make sure this whole, little community we got going is doing their best. But I'm definitely going to say right now, nobody in this freaking market cares about you. All right. I don't even know you guys. I may care about you, but you think the people trading against you care about you? Not a freaking chance. So, always keep your best interest in mind. And, what I just described would be keeping your best interest in mind. There you go. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am just some guy on YouTube. Apple. All right. I am, just going to say this is a little frustrating here, but you are right here. We're just going to move that there. You're right on that uptrend. You are under the daily 9. You broke up from here. You did not get your immediate move. All right. The market's not making it easy, guys. It is not in an easy mode, which is why I say we should be cautious here. Okay. But I'm also going to say you are right on the weekly 9. It's not looking so bad. But again, they're not making it easy. So, hey, it's not one of those, heavy risk on environments. I just don't see it. I don't think it's going to serve you. And that's my opinion. I've been trying to keep it cool and light. And that's, I think, the best, the best way to go about things right now. I think it is. All right. Do your intraday trading. But as far as swings go, I think it is an uncertain environment. I think it would serve everyone well to size down. There's that. That being said, dip equals buying opportunity. If you lose this uptrend here, watch 224.04, resistance 232.92, and then 237.23. Microsoft, what do you got over here, guys? I still think there's further upside over here on Microsoft. Like, some of these things make me think that, yeah, we're definitely getting some more upside here. And then I just see how vulnerable things look, and I'm like, oh, we're going to wait. we're going to just wait. But this just had a fresh breakout. Both these scenarios I was looking for this level up here being hit at 440. I'm just saying I'm looking for higher prices here. You are right now retesting where you kind of broke out from over here at 424.04. Excuse moi. Fresh breakout from this pennant. Not looking so bad. You do have a larger head and shoulders pattern, so that's something to take note of. But at the end of the day, I do think you're coming up here. That's Microsoft. Goog, all right? I actually saw this from TrendSpider on Twitter. All right, so we will talk about it. I don't know where he had this one. If he had that is not something he should have been doing. All right, break this downtrend right here. You're probably going to make a run for 170.41, then 175.91, 176-ish up there. On the downside, support is 161.63. And then 156.51 under there. I think it's getting ready for a move. It's not ready yet. Break that, downtrend right there. It's probably your warning sign that you're going to break up here. So break the downtrend. It's ready. Meta. Guys, it did get the move. It did. It just, retested the spot we were paying attention to over here. I originally entered here. Sold somewhere over here. And then, yeah, I would have been pissed if I saw this. Sold for a loss. And then I also would have gotten mad about that. This way, I'm not so mad. I just didn't get too much. But guys, picture perfect over here. Break and retest, broke down. You rejected the daily 9 again on this retest. You have 1 rejection, 2. Now you have a 3 and a 4. I'm just saying this thing was kind of textbook rolling over here. You get this little head and shoulders pattern going on too. This would be your neckline. I'll just point that out, right? Like, something like that. All right. But now, guys, you're down to 562.35 support. You are bouncing in the after hours, so I can't say this is going to hold by the open. I'm not really sure. Support is 562.35 and then 554.19 under there. Resistance 568.73, 574.03, and then 583.04. Amazon, guys, you did start breaking down from that uptrend. So, I'm glad to be saying what I was saying the other day. I don't think it's worth the risk to reward right now. I think there's absolutely nothing to play over here. And, even if it does push past the golden pocket, guess what? Premiums are juiced anyway, and I experienced going from here to here with only a 25% gain. So yeah, no, it's not worth the risk. There was absolutely nothing telling you that the long side was worth the risk here. Guess what happened? You broke down under this uptrend. Now we're probably going to come down to this 179.88 to 182.39 zone. That's what I'm looking for on Amazon. Chips, guys, we're talking chips. We are talking chips and some dips. Oh, yeah. All right. Came down to 245.58 support. You did hold that, and now you are coming back up and testing that daily 9. Guys, always expect to dance around this daily 9. Do not expect things to just kind of, push through it. If it pushes through it, that's when you can now say, okay, pullbacks are buying opportunities. If it pulls back to the daily 9, it's probably going to act as a buying opportunity. There's that. And, you also know short-term momentum is to the upside. Guess what? Right now, it's not above there. And even if you get above there, you got the supply zone. I think there's, chips are vulnerable. I'll keep that outlook here. They look not the best. But that said, you are getting a little gap up here in the after hours of 0.5%. So that's something to take note of. All right. A little more than 0.5%. Is it? Yeah, a little more, eh? There you go. Expect sellers 253.32, 255.73, and that's why I'm just gonna say I got a bearish bias over here on these chips. NVIDIA is right on the daily 9. NVIDIA is the only one I will not have this bearish bias with. If NVIDIA pulls back on us, I will be happy, and that actually that'll mean the market's pulling back further. So keep that in mind. If chips pull back more, market's probably gonna fall. Something to take note of. All right. I've said that too many times this video. I'm going to not say it one more time. Not saying it no more. You're right on this uptrend, right on the daily 9. Lose that 136.15 in support. Under there, 130. 130 would be a gift. And then resistance, 140.76. And then the new high of 144.42. AMD, you did start breaking down. You had buyers step in over there. But now under 154.92. You had nothing until 148.01 down here. You are starting to break down. Like, this is what I'm saying, all right? Even though, you're printing like this, not the worst looking candlestick, it does not suggest we're just going to, start recovering up here. You're going to bounce here, and you're going to find sellers up here. There's no point in playing it yet. Just wait for either a better pullback entry, something that's actually worth it, or you wait for short-term momentums, flip back to bull. That's all there is to it. And guys, if my terms confuse you, I apologize. I hope they confuse you less with time. But, I will just kind of speak how, I normally would speak, because I don't want to try and change myself. That's going to make these videos not fun, and therefore, less quality videos. There you go. All right. But 148.01, that's where you're paying attention to. Expect sellers at 154.92, and then above there at the daily 9, which will probably be right around yesterday's high at 156.74. Avgo started breaking down. You're at the bottom of this range. We told you guys before. There's nothing really to say over here in Avgo. You're just consolidating a pullback. The only thing to say was a pullback was going to act as your buying opportunity. We're now testing that weekly 9. You didn't test it just yet. It makes me think we're probably going a little bit lower over here to test that guy. All right. But, if things just start sprouting back up, this is actually going to meet you halfway and test this candlestick right there. And then, yeah, right. I'm just saying this weekly chart ain't so bad. You're literally pulling back to your ugly double bottom neckline. We all know for a fact we were looking for a bigger move here. You didn't get that big move yet. So we're still looking for the big move. This pullback equals buying opportunity. I'll keep my tone there. I'm going to say this.
That was easy.
There you go. That was easy. It's just pretty obvious to call it. I'm just saying that weekly chart is nothing but bullish. This was also pretty easy to call. You start breaking on this uptrend. It's wraps. You break on the uptrend, break under 147. You have nothing to 132. Well, actually, where did you bounce today? Right here, where you could use this candlestick or that one. You technically get hit it with the break and retest today and a golden pocket test. Look at that. All right. Like, this is why we use this thing. I didn't put this on my chart before, but if I did, guess what? It would have acted perfect. Yes, it's hindsight, but at the end of the day, this is how I chart in real time. I wasn't playing arm. But yeah, you did start breaking down from that. I believe this is another 2.5 month uptrend. Yeah. Guys, we got these uptrends breaking. We got the same look on MU right now and SMCI. Like, chips are vulnerable, guys. They're not looking good. they can slide. We could see this thing come down. We can see this 4-hour RSI get actually into, dude, nah, I'm not getting bearish on this thing when this thing is already down here. This is literally where we found this buyers over here. But the only difference is you broke this uptrend. Then again, you still got the higher low. So until we, really flip this thing and make a lower high, I guess you can't be too bearish. I'll just keep it at that. There we go. That's ARM. MU broke down from that uptrend as well. I pointed out the other day, if you break down from this, you could find buyers here, but you were probably going to come down here to 98.94. Then you're going to have the 0.618 fib right under there. You also have this gap right there. That's something to, keep in mind. If you come down here, you probably found buyers right off that gap fill right there. And then underneath, also in the golden pocket at the 0.786 fib, you have the 90.97 gap filled. So, either here or here, it's going to support price. The question is which one. But for now, guys, 104.59 is support. You're finding buyers there, breaking retest level right there. But you did break that uptrend. You're underneath the daily 9. Notice how you found buyers here. You found buyers here. You found buyers here. Well, you didn't find buyers here. If you take out this low, you're coming down here to 98.94. I don't care what the charts are saying. I don't care what they're going to do. I'm telling you right now, that's how this is going to go down. You get under 102.71. That was your previous low right here on the daily time frame. You're probably coming straight down here. And if you come down here, that's just looking weak. You're probably coming down here to 96.18 gap fill. I'm liking it on the downside, and then I like it long on this dip. SMCI. Oh, what happened? You also broke a little uptrend. Okay? All of them look, weak. They all don't look good. All right? Pull back into golden pocket, 42.50. We like it there. It's also going to be, a little break and retest. I don't have an exact level here we're going to be watching. If you want an exact level, 42.74. So, I guess in between 42.74 and $40, I expect buyers to step back in on this thing and take you back up here. And then at that point, I'm going to say, all right, you already kind of had this. You broke down from it. So, we're not watching that one. So we got a new one. All right. Slanted neckline. Something like that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Falling wedge. Blew right past me. I did not even see it. So that's SMCI, guys. Now we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting buyers stepping in. So I pointed out the frustrating fact that, big money was front running this Bitcoin, this dip buy over here. They're really front running the bounce on Bitcoin on the miners. Okay. And the crypto stocks, you really had that happen. They didn't want to sell with them. All right. Yes, they sold today, but we've been selling for a few days now. These things did not pull back. They just kept going. All right. Now they're pulling back. So this was the dip buy opportunity. I think this is the daily 9 test in CLSK. Daily 9 test on Mara. You're consolidating right here. This is kind of a picture perfect look. Okay. Not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. CLSK, you got that look to you. Mara, you got that look to you. MSTR. Daily 9 test again. We'll see what happens. Coin. What do we got? Daily 9 test again. All right. Well, not again, but, another ticker. Same look, guys. Things ain't looking too bad. It's really going to depend on what Bitcoin does here. If Bitcoin can take out today's high, all right, 67409, I think we're probably going to start pushing back up, and then we hit that 70K mark. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. I'm going to have this zone this time around just to act as our supply zone, because we can see sellers front ran this level right here. So we know there are sell orders in this zone. They don't have to get up here. Once 70K is taken out, we probably start pushing higher. Bitcoin stocks, guys, I think they just gave you your, dip buy there. Coin, MSTR, Mara, CLSK. That's that. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you guys today. I do just want to remind everyone, not the best look over here on NQ. ES, not the worst look, but also not the best look. You're underneath that daily 9. You get up here, guys. All right. 20 points. It's not too much, guys. It's $1,000 over here in ESCon. All right. Not too much. You get up there. Like, that's the upside is limited. That's what I'm saying. All right. NQ. What do we got over here? Get up there, 100 points or so. You're going to test the daily 9 from the downside. All right, use the zone to your advantage. 375 down to 343. Solid shot. You find sellers somewhere over there and at least get, you know, I'm going to say probably like a 50-point shove down there. I could see it. All right. So yeah, we're going to say we're neutral in the short term. Things aren't looking so bad. They're not looking so bad. They just need to clean up the chart and then everything's looking great again. Does that make sense? I know it might sound confusing. I'm trying to get my point across here. SPY looks like this. All right. Like, do you see? This is literally where you had a low over here. You had a low over here. Okay. Worst case scenario, we're going to come down here and then get a big bounce. Why do I say down there? That would be your golden pocket. So somewhere down here. That's worst case scenario, what I'm seeing. And then you're probably going to see something like that. And then, you know, you get this move to play. And the further you get closer to here, less risk you got to take on. And the more meat on the bone that you can really catch here. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please remember to leave a like on the video so we can get this out to more people. It definitely shows me what kind of, you know, content you guys enjoy. If I don't see a lot of likes on something, I know, oh, I did something wrong. You know, the people did not like that. I probably should make the next video like that. But, you know, your likes mean something. If you guys like a video, I will know to make more content like that. Which, I mean, in reality, we make them kind of the same every day. You know, I switch things up here and there. And that's that. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their evening here. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.